Let's get into our Wednesday wrangle with Liz Storer and Justin Smith. And I've got to flip the order around here because Liz and I were arguing as we were getting ready to come back on air. New Zealand banning cigarettes for people when they turn 14, and that ban carries with them all their lives. This is madness. How can you support this?
I don't exactly support it, but if you look at the Australian ABS data, the recent stuff, smoking is responsible for 13% of our deaths each year. That is astronomical.
So is eating, so is drinking, so is eating.
It's responsible for 8.6% of our disease burden.
So you're outlaw smoking.
I'm simply saying we can't keep saying nanny state and running off in a huff.
Yes, we can.
When it is so clear. Okay, well, where do you draw the line when something is so clearly bad for people? And here's where I think is the difference between just going, oh, nanny state.
So ban it.
Because nanny state is when it's not affecting others. And we go, Chris, you do you. It is affecting me because we, the taxpayer, have to pay for the inordinately large burden they are
how much tax
on the health
they pay
system.
on these cigarettes? Justin, don't tell me you're going to be all on this too. If you're going to ban smoking, ban it one day for everyone. I would oppose that anyway, but that's the way to do it, not have this two classes of people depending on which year they're born.
I was about to make a cup of tea and just sit back and watch you. This is just glorious stuff. Oh yeah, now, look, I'm all for it because I tell you, what I like about it is that a government has had the testiculo grandes to actually ban it and not just accept the tax that they get out of it and say, no, look, we're really going to do something about it. I think it's a really good move and they've done it in a really good fashion. They haven't just said, listen, we're banning it. They've set up something that's quite smart. Look, not everyone's going to love it. And yes, there might be a black market behind it, but it's going to save It's going to save a lot of lives. We'll save a lot of lives.
No balls whatsoever because no one who votes now is banned from buying cigarettes. You guys are both banned.
Another reason why it's smart. Another reason why it's smart.
On to another issue. Chris Bowen, he wanted to get his taxpayer-funded car. Teslas weren't on the list.
Yep.
So he says, don't give me some rubbish, cheap Hyundai electric car or whatever. He made a special request, a special push. He had to get a Tesla. How sick is this?
Yeah. So once again, it's not about saving the planet. Otherwise, he'd be happy with his Hyundai.
It's about the status symbol.
It's about less emissions and all the rest, which we know is a joke because manufacturing one of these EVs is far worse for the planet than a single combustion engine. But let's leave that aside. Here he was going, no, taxpayers, I want the Tesla 3 or nothing. And so we can argue that he drove around a petrol car for far longer than he needed to. Waiting for the Tesla 3. How about those emissions, buddy?
Unreal. What do you reckon, Justin?
I like that. I'm very keen on the fact that he wants an electric car, but I tell you, no wonder people hate politicians. He had an array of electric cars he could have picked from. It's like if I got into power, if I became a politician and said, look, these cars are okay, but I'd really like an E-Type Jag. You know, do you think you could get me an E-Type Jag? You know, no wonder they're seen as out of touch. He should have just. You know, there were plenty on that list, apparently. Plenty of good ones on that list. He should have picked one like everybody else. But oh no, he's got to go all fancy schmancy. So.
Yeah, we're paying the bill and they're exposed yet again. Last quiz question. Last bit of wrangling for 2023. Quiz question. I'll go with you first, Justin. What is a woman? And you think maybe Liz is one?
I think Liz is one. I think... Chris, you are, I'm going to go on a limb here and say you are not one.
Don't you make assumptions?
And I don't think I'm one.
All dangerous
Don't you presume? What do you reckon, Liz? Too hard to define a woman now for the Cambridge Dictionary?
Unbelievable. If this is the future of the dictionary, we need to chuck them out. Imagine, look up a cat. A cat is whatever you think it is. A dog, a tree is whatever you think it is. That's where we are now. That's where we are now. And people need to understand, if you have to identify as a woman, it's because you're not one. If you have to transition to a woman, it's because you aren't one.
Now, I just find this is absurd.
No, I don't agree with that.
We're getting rid of all this sense of empirical facts, but as a woman, how does this sort of debate feel? Is it demeaning to womanhood? Or
100%. It's infuriating to say that anyone can decide that they are one of us. And you're just like, as a woman, you're like, you will never understand what it is like to be a woman, whether it's having men crack onto you, unwanted advances, whether it's that time of the month every month, whether it's the many things women go through. You never know what it is to bear a child.
10 seconds. You got 10
You'll
seconds,
never know.
Justin.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
go
I
on,
think
Justin.
the biggest person, the people that it demeans most are the people who it's supposed to be protecting, because it makes them look silly. I think the dictionary should just stick to its job. I'm with you on that part.
Define words. They should stick to defining words. A good job for a dictionary. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Liz. It's been great wrangling with you all year, and I look forward to doing it with you next year. Maybe not the same time, same day or whatever, but we'll see you next year for sure.